Hello? Yeah, of course I'm going to tell them what this cup phone has to do with recording studio soundproofing. I'm building my new recording studio right here in my backyard. There's a highway just over there, there's neighbors right over there. They don't want to hear what's going on in here. I don't want to hear what's going out over there. So I need a soundproofing method that's going to be effective. You could say, Steve, why don't you just build big, thick walls? And you wouldn't be wrong, but I'm kind of limited on floor space and I cannot afford walls thick enough and big enough to block sound. There must be a better way. This is where the old cup phone comes in. When you were a kid, you were learning everything you needed to know about recording studio soundproofing. Wow! You remember you would talk into this end and your friend would hear you in the other end. It was an ancient and amazing piece of technology that leveraged the fact that sound is vibration that loves to travel along a solid path. If you cut that path, you can't hear anything anymore. So, if you've got a wall that's solid, the sound will find it really easy to get from this side all the way to the inside. So if just like the cup phone string, you can cut the wall in half, the sound on the outside is going to get lost in the middle and not make it to the inside. This is called a double leaf wall system. It's really common because it's really effective soundproofing and it isn't crazy expensive like building a super duper thick wall. When you mechanically decouple one wall from another, you greatly reduce the ability of vibration to transfer from one leaf to the next. There's even a fancy math equation to prove it works. Let's just look at what I actually did in this studio. Here's my build. There's two separate frames on the wall and on the ceiling. The only contact points are a dozen rubber decouplers which barely pass on any vibration. The gap is the secret. It's big enough to kill the sound transfer and small enough to give me the floor space I need for my recording studio. This studio is being built for the long haul. Every frame, every decoupler, every piece of cladding is an intentional investment in a quieter and better recording space for Sole Canopy Records. And our cup phone, I think, may even have a future in the recording studio. I think it could make a pretty cool lo-fi vocal effect if I could just get a microphone on the end here. Okay, here we go. Lo-fi cup phone mic test. Take one.
Hello. Check, check. Cup check, cup check. Can you hear me in the cup? So, if you're looking for that extra special vocal sound on your next recording, book a session today. You can't see me smiling, can you? I'm smiling behind the cup.